Today we are going to be talking about all the books that I want to read this summer. We've got some queer books for Pride Month, we've got classics, literary fiction, fantasy, we're all over the place. So yeah, we'll just jump right in. Hello everybody and welcome back to Hobby Journals. My name is Carolyn if you're new here. I guess since I'm posting this in Pride Month, we should talk about my Pride Month reads first. I have one that I have owned for at least 10 years. I remember buying this at Costco sometime when I was in high school, and that is Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Rifka Brunt. I believe this follows a young girl named June who is really close with her uncle, and then he passes of a mysterious illness, which I'm going to assume because of the time period this takes place in, 1987, that this is about the AIDS epidemic. I think if I don't pick this up this month, that it might be time to unhaul it, because if I don't read it now, I'm not sure if I ever will. But I do think that this will be really good. Rated pretty highly on Goodreads, so I think that it's definitely got potential. I just need to get the motivation to pick it up. Taking a bit of a turn, but still in the queer books, we have a sapphic science fiction fantasy love story. This is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Mohtar and Max Gladstone. Very excited to get to this. I love anything time travel related. It has a little quote here that says, "This book has it all." It says Madeline Miller. So yeah, I think that this has so much potential and really excited to get into it. I think that I'll pick this one up very soon. Then we have Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. I got this in an Illumicrate box earlier this year. I have since canceled my Illumicrate. I find myself very rarely excited about the books that I'm getting. Like, there's been definitely some, like A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed and Starling House by Heir, and I'm really excited about those. But most of the other books I get, I never would have picked up if it wasn't for them being in an Illumicrate box, if that makes any sense. This one, honestly, like, I had never heard of it, but it does sound pretty interesting. It is, like I said, another queer book. It is set on a ship. It's got a really cool little map of the ship. Looks super cool. So it's like a fantasy murder mystery, I believe. It says 12 magical blessings, 12 days at sea, one chance to stop a killer and save the world. I hope that I like it so that I don't feel pressure to unhaul such a beautiful book. That is Voyage of the Damned. Now the other queer books that I have to talk about, I have downloaded on my Kindle. So the first one I have is, of course, when I want to use this as a little way to show the cover, it decides not to actually load the cover. The first one that I want to talk about is In the Dream House. Now all these books that I'm talking about on the Kindle are Kindle Unlimited books, not books that I've purchased. So just a little side note there, if you're interested in adding any of these to your TBR, they are on Kindle Unlimited. The first one is In the Dream House by Carmen Machado. And this is essentially, oh my god, every time I hold my Kindle, I always end up, I'm so sorry guys. I'm just a fidgety person when I talk. But this is a literary memoir, I believe. It's supposed to be told in like a sort of experimental way, bordering the line between nonfiction and fiction. I think that there is sort of like a little bit of like a horror-y element to it, if I'm not wrong. I really wish I could show you guys the cover because it's so cool, but my Kindle obviously just doesn't want to work with me today. But the next one that is on Kindle Unlimited is Red, White, and Royal Blue by McQuiston. This is also a movie, so I thought it would be really fun. I love to read a book and compare it afterwards to the movie. Does it want to give us this cover? Oh, it does. Even though the cover's not even exciting. So we follow the son of the president and the Prince of Wales falling in love. So I think that that will be really fun. And I really don't think that I've heard anything but pretty good things about this book. So very excited for that one. And the last one I have on here is A Psalm for the Wild Builds by Becky Chambers. Now this one I really can't tell you anything at all about, to be honest with you, other than it is queer and I think it involves robots in the forest, which I read In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune, which has that same kind of vibe, and I really loved the like atmosphere and the characters and stuff, but I didn't like absolutely love the execution of the story as a whole, so hopefully this one can be a bit different. Another one that I've just heard so many good things about. And I think that ends our Pride Month reads. So we will just get into my like just general fantasy. We've got another Illuminate book. This is the Jasad Heir by Sara Hashem. This is sort of like an Egyptian inspired fantasy romance. And I remember hearing a lot of good things about this last year around when it came out. I think it was like a little bit hyped up on TikTok. But yeah, I've been needing to just read more of my Illumicrate books, and very summery vibes it's giving me, and I got it last year during the summer, so I'm going to assume usually they kind of like fit the season a little bit. So yeah, very excited to hopefully get into this. I do think I read the first couple pages at one point, and I did really like the vibe. So how many times have I said it's got potential? That's word of the day, potential. And then we have The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This I also talked about in my 5-star predictions video. And really, I don't know why it's giving me summer. Maybe just like the cover, and I think like the sea. I think like beach. That feels summery to me. There's pirates. And that it's very whimsical, kind of all vibes, no plot. And that's the thing that sometimes I love, sometimes I don't, but I think in this situation I will love it. So yep, very excited to get this. Also Rupal, who I watch here, I will link her channel up here and below, but she absolutely loves this book, and I love hearing her talk about this, so really excited to be able to talk with her about it. I'm going to talk about these next two books at the same time, and that is, well, this is a bind up of Iliad and Odyssey, but I'm primarily just talking about the Odyssey and Circe because I really want to do a reread of this, but I want to be able to compare it to, obviously, its source material, because this is an Odyssey retelling if you don't know. So we are talking about Circe by Madeline Miller and the Odyssey by Homer. I don't honestly think I'll end up reading out of this copy. I've heard that the Emily Wilson translation is the best way, and that's actually Madeline Miller's favorite. They honestly look really cool together too. Again, anything that has like an ocean setting, and this takes place mostly on an island, just gives me summer. So yeah, want to read the Odyssey again. I guess it'll be a reread for both of these because I did read the Odyssey in high school. So rereading the Odyssey to reread Circe. Because if you didn't know, this is like top 3 favorite books of all time. Probably my second or tied for first. We are getting down until the end, so I guess to branch off of that, we were talking about a classic with the Odyssey. So we can talk about 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I have wanted to read this for the longest time. I am a huge magical realism fan. Oh my god, there's like 2 different textures on this book, so I thought that it was like dusty for some reason, but it's just like soft touch and then glossy. But I wasn't sure if I was just getting summer vibes from this because of all the colors on the cover. So I actually asked ChatGPT what season would be best to read this in, and ChatGPT said summer. So I'm gonna listen to ChatGPT and read it in the summer. Yeah, all I really know is that this is a magical realism story. It is a multi-generational family saga type of thing, and it won him the Nobel Prize. So again, just so excited. It's also a Oprah's book club pick. Not that that really means anything to me. I don't really pay attention to like the celebrity book clubs, but yeah, very excited. And honestly, don't want to put 5-star pressure on it, but this is definitely 5-star prediction for me. Last 2 books just don't fall into, I guess if I could have grouped Tell the Wolves I'm Home, we could put this in a historical fiction, but this is Foster by Claire Keegan. This is also in a 5-star prediction videos recently, so I'll be quick about what I have to say. It is giving me Anne of Green Gables vibes. And I say that because we are following a girl who is going to a new home and she's finding love there, and then something goes wrong. That's like the most like baseline premise I could give for this, and that's honestly kind of like the premise of Anne of Green Gables in a way. So yeah, I think that I could love this because I really love Anne of Green Gables. So, and it's super duper short, and I've heard amazing things about Claire Keegan. So yeah, very excited to read this one. And then last up, I have a random nonfiction pick, and this is another one that has been on my shelves for a really long time, but honestly I'm not even sure if like I bought this, if I was gifted it, if I just like ended up with it somehow. That is The Devil's Teeth by Susan Casey. This is a memoir about a scientist following sharks, or maybe she's not even a scientist, but it's a lady who's just really interested in sharks and follows around some scientists who are interested in sharks. Honestly, I read the premise for this. I don't know why I'm holding this up like you even care about seeing that super blue cover. I don't know how I just got so aggressive about that for no reason.
I brought you down to show you first how cute my cat is sleeping, and she let me actually film this video without giving me any hassle, so round of applause for Aurora. And secondly, show you my beautiful stack of books that I want to read this summer, plus my Kindle. Also, my bookshelf video, I promise, is coming. I tried to film the end of it and the sound quality was just absolutely awful, so I'm gonna need to redo that. But yeah, I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.